What's up? So I did think about doing this catch up in the office at home, and then I thought, nah, can't finish Project PB in the office, sitting in a chair. You got to finish it where you started, out on the road. So that's where we are. And there is actually a point behind this run. There's a point behind every run, but particularly a couple of runs this week. I'll tell you that at the end when we go into what's next. Yes, we will cover it. But in the words of the great Adele, this is the end of the Project PB series anyway. Still plenty more running goals to hit over the next, well, foreseeable future, I guess. But to start with, let's check in on the one that I know lots of people have been asking about, the Loch Ness Marathon. How did it go? What happened? Did I get that PB?
Do you have any other questions for me, counselor?
So I travelled up on the Saturday before the race, 7 hours in the car, which was rough, not gonna lie. Collected my number and then got to the accommodation before a 10 AM start on the Sunday for the Loch Ness Marathon. Now how it works is you get bussed out to the start line, which was a different experience actually. I've had that before in races like Ironman and things like that, but never in just a marathon. And it was quite an experience. Lots of people on the bus together, heading out, nervous. You could definitely tell the vibes on the bus were a little bit shaky, and I was feeling it as well. Very windy up to the start, then you get up to there and yeah, about 6,000 people on the start line there, ready to rock at 10 o'clock. Bagpipes walking through the middle of the start pen. It was a pretty cool experience actually. So the horn goes and we're off. 26.2 miles along Loch Ness back to Inverness, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't feel very good right from the start. Just felt a little bit empty. Just could tell it wasn't going to be my day, which is okay. I trusted in my training. I knew I was in good shape, but some days just aren't your days. So the first sort of 10 miles really, you're dropping down towards the loch, but it's not a gradual downhill. It is very much an undulating course, which again is something I didn't quite factor in as much as maybe I should have. That comes into play a little bit later on. So the strategy for the race was essentially to negative split it, right? To get through the first half feeling fine, and then move forward through the pack in the second half of the race. And the reasoning behind that is that the way that I've trained, some of the sessions that Jeff set, it kind of looked like that was going to be the strategy for me. I'll pop up 2 sessions here. One was a under-over marathon pace session, and then the other one was a long run, 18 miles, but progressive. And look, I felt amazing on both of these sessions, and they certainly pointed towards a good time and a good result on marathon day. That was the aim, that was the goal. I was doing that until about halfway. I definitely started to feel it then at halfway, when it starts to level out by the loch. Still very much undulating, but not as aggressive. Managed to hold the pace till about 18 miles in before you have like a 2-mile climb. Now that is where things really started to bite, because from about mile 18 to about mile 22, I was getting some cramp in my quad. I think probably just from the undulation that I hadn't been used to. Yeah, from there it was a sufferfest home. Are we there yet? No! Now, what was the result? How did I do? Did we tick Project PB? That was the goal. The answer is yes. Yes, I did get a PB by about 2 minutes. Pop the result up here. And to be honest, I couldn't have given any more on that day. I don't feel like it was my best result. I don't feel like I performed 100%, but that's okay. It wasn't the A goal or the B goal, or really even the C goal, but it was a goal. I know there'll be more marathons down the line, and I'm happy to get a PB. So, reflecting on it now and looking back, how do I feel like the race went and the whole process of training went? They're kind of 2 different things really in my mind, because training, best training block I've ever put down ever. by a long way. Working with Jethro, working with New Levels has been amazing. I've loved it, and that's going to continue. The race didn't go 100% to plan, as I've said, but I grinded out, I dug in, I got the PB, and that's an important stepping stone to what's next. I feel like worth mentioning at this point, I put down a 5k time, 20 minutes and 2 seconds. Never done a 5k time trial before. That's a PB. This block, I got a half marathon PB in a session, 1:35. That is a PB in this block. So to have a 5k PB, half marathon PB, and a marathon PB in the space of 16 weeks, I feel like really is something you can't grumble at. What is next? Well, I don't want to waste this fitness, so I'm hoping to run a marathon in February, do some detective work to work out which one I'm talking about, put it in the comments. And then next year as well, I'm definitely running Chester Marathon. It's my home marathon. I actually went down at the weekend to watch RunThrough co-founder Matt cruise around a bend near my house, and I've wanted to do it for a while, and I think next year's the year. So Chester Marathon next October, that is a goal race for me. But like I said, hopefully we'll have a stepping stone race in February. Between now and then, also a lot of mini goals that I want to complete. I want to get that sub 19 5k, I want to get that sub 40 10k and a bit faster hopefully, and just keep ticking off those goals. Now that's the long term. In the short term, your boy's going back to his ultra running roots for a weekend anyway. A friend of mine, Scott Jenkins, is looking to become the first British person ever to complete the Triple Crown of 200s in the US. That is Tahoe 200, Bigfoot 200, and the Moab 240. And I've been lucky enough to be asked to go and pace him for about 60 miles of the race. So as you're watching this, later on in the week, I'm flying out to Utah, and we're going to do that. And actually, there's an interview with Scott coming out on the channel next Tuesday, so make sure you subscribe to RunThrough TV to see that as soon as it drops. Finally, thank you to you for supporting this series, for wishing me luck, for giving me motivation along the way. I hope these videos have motivated you, because thanks to you, I've also gained a lot of motivation. That is Project PB done. We move on to the next. Of course, I finished filming on a hill.